close to 20 folks. So, guys, I'll just begin with my introduction, and then would like to keep this session very interactive. I don't want to keep this session as another uh, uh, PPT by any company, which you would just go and listen and don't kind of take away anything. So this is a session which is without any PPT. We'll just talk to each other and just understand what product management interview look like, right? Maybe before my introduction, I'd want to understand from where are you guys? Are you guys from college campuses, or you've already done some? Uh, you have already have some experience and are now looking to switch into product. Where do you guys come from? And it would be great if you guys can like speak up and open your video so that we keep on interacting. Yeah. Ritik is a final year student. From where? From which campus, Ritik? Okay, now people are leaving because I'm asking them to switch on the video. So guys, you don't need to switch on the video. Just tell me from where are you guys? Okay, Ritik is from NIT Raipur. Chinmay is IIT Roorkee final year. What about other guys? Pankaj, from where are you?
Hello.
Hi, Pankaj.
Yeah, ma'am. 2021 pass out from NIT Kurukshetra, Haryana.
Okay, okay. Arnab,
I am Kashipur, final year student.
got it. Okay. Pragati, Hemant, NIT, got it. Uh, who else? Who else? I'll just take.
Hi Tanya, I am Keshav
Yeah, hi Keshav.
and I am the second year master student from IIT Bombay.
Got it. Great. So yeah, I think mm, since other folks are not responding, I'll just assume that most of you are in your final year, either in BTech or in your MTech programs, and are now looking into placements in product companies, right? So I'll go ahead with this assumption, and then would steer the entire session basis that. Now that I know the kind of folks, I would now begin with my introduction. So, hey guys, I'm Tanya, and I'm a product manager at Meesho. You guys would know Meesho is a social commerce company. We are an e-commerce company which is well known in tier 3, tier 4 cities, along with the tier 1, tier 2 cities, which is a different proposition as compared to the big players called Amazon and Flipkart, right? So, Meesho is a social commerce company. I've been in Meesho for more than 2 years, and I worked across different charters in product management only. So, I worked across the growth vertical in Meesho, which basically caters to how you can increase the number of users on the platform. And then the second vertical, which I'm currently looking at, is the shopping experience vertical. So once a user opens the app, how can you make sure that the person is able to place order in the same app session? So that this is the second problem statement I'm working on right now at Meesho. Before Meesho, I was in a fintech company called Edelweiss Financial Services. I was handling their mobile trading app, Edelweiss Mobile Traders, the app which is basically targeted to the high frequency traders, stock traders who do know that what stock trading is about. It is a bit different from the apps like Grow, which is catered toward new investors, right? So Edelweiss stock trading app is something which is very much dedicated to people who do know trading and want to have some advanced understanding about the stocks while they are making the decision to trade. So yeah, these two companies form my 4 year, close to 4 year stint of product management. I've worked across different companies, across different charters. So uh, that's how I got to know about the different pieces of the product management vertical, right? Yeah, so that's pretty much about myself. Now that like most of you are appearing for interviews in different companies for the product role, I want to understand, do you guys know what in general is the hierarchy in product management, and uh, like for what position does a company like take take up the new freshers in product management? So the different companies would come to your campus. So for what positions are the companies hiring for? If you guys help me with that, I can help with the details of that particular role. So for some of you here are from NITs, some of you are from IITs. So uh, are you guys like, have the companies already started coming into your campuses? Have you gotten the job description? What is the status right now? Maybe
So
I'll again.
basically, the profile is supply manager or product engineer like that.
Got it. Okay. This was in IIT Bombay. So Keshav is from IIT Bombay. I'll pick some folks. Ritik, uh, what about an IIT Raipur? Have the companies started coming in? Are their profiles already open? Okay, companies are not coming for product management role. Got it. So I'll actually try to explain whenever a company like opens the product management role, either like why if whether the company comes to the campus, or you guys apply directly to the company offline. Generally, the freshers who are in product management apply for the APM's role, which is called Associate Product Manager, or a Product Analyst role. So these are the two uh, roles which are the starting points of a product management career, and then you move up the ladder. And the ladder again depends on different companies, but I can give you a generic example of how a ladder looks like. So you join as a product analyst, or an associate product manager. Then the next step is becoming a product manager, and then after that you become a senior product manager. Post that, you start leading different verticals after becoming a group product manager, and then director product, and then head of product. Right. So this is how, in general, a hierarchy looks like. But what is very relevant for you guys is the starting positions of associate product managers and product analysts. So, considering that this would be most relevant, I would like first give you guys an understanding what an APM does, or what a product analyst do in a particular company, in a particular product management role. So before that, does anyone has any clarity on what is the role of an APM? What is the role of a product analyst? No one? Guys, let's keep this interactive, so that like it's not just a monologue, but you guys are kind of participating and getting the most out of this session. So yeah, Keshav, do you have anything to say? Do you like have any idea what an APM or a PA would do?
It may act like a interface between the customer and the company.
Sure, sure. Any
Like
other ideas?
these persons are responsible, like in order to give satisfaction to the customers in terms of like a product. Suppose we'll say, like we'll take example of a Meesho. Like it gives like different types of music to the customers. Like suppose, uh, based on the moods. right? So that is what it's like, sorting out specific, like yeah, what I can say is like it's like sorting out and giving correct output at a right time.
Okay, okay, understood. Uh, and any more uh, answers? I'll start picking folks because you guys are not responding. Sohil, what do you think? Do you have an understanding on what a role of a product analyst or an APM would be?
No, I
Okay.
don't have any idea.
Yeah, no, no worries. Santosh,
Not very specific. I mean, I have seen these positions, but uh, I do not really understand. Uh, I mean,
cool, cool. Then we'll definitely try to make you understand what a product management role is
Yeah.
about. Yes, Persh.
okay.
So I think like product management involves creating the best experience for the user. So it could be in terms of design, like placing out different like uh like some of like advertisement should go this way or it could go this way, or it could be in terms of like technology, like this feature should be there for user for easy access and in some sort of that way.
Okay. Ritik has some points to make. Okay. Uh, is coding required for product management? Ritik, I'll come to your question.
I
Uh,
think, let's say if a company wants to introduce some new product,
hmm?
then it's the risk. So if any company wants to introduce some new product like washing powder or something like that,
Hmm?
so the product manager responsibility is to check all the various aspects of where this product could be feasible, for which range of age would be best for this product, or that type of things.
Okay. Got it. Nitish says start to end solving the problems that are faced by users and giving them the best solution. Got it? Fair. Any other answers? Any other point of views? I'll pick someone. Kavita, what do you think? Uh, product management.
I don't have idea what is so.
Kanchan also has unmuted herself. Kanchan, what are your views?
Hi Tanya. Like what is my understanding is what a project, like sorry, product manager does is like for creating the blueprint of any product, or creating the strategy, and how needs of client or customer, determining the like getting the market information about what is the need for customer, and researching all sort of strategies, sort of this thing, I think.
Sure. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now I'll try to assemble whatever answers you guys have given. Everyone has touched upon one of the points which a product manager kind of takes up. So the different answers are correct in the bits and pieces, but now I'll try to assemble whatever you guys have said. So first of all, a product manager, or the product manager can be at any ladder, any part of the ladder. A product manager can be of two types: a consumer product manager or a physical product manager, and a technical product manager. And what is the difference between two? As Santosh said, if a company wants to launch a new washing powder, this is a physical product. There also there are product managers who manages the complete life cycle. How should the washing powder look like? In what packet the washing powder should come up? What should be the details in the packet? What details should get what prominence in the packet? These are also managed by product managers. Now the second part are the product managers who are managing tech products, right? And I'll now focus on the tech product management aspect, because like I am a product manager in the tech space only. There are product managers in the physical space, majorly in the FMCG companies, pharma companies, and so on, right? So that is there. They develop the whole product life cycle. But I'll focus on the tech products today. The tech products uh, are the products like different apps in your device. You use Amazon, Flipkart, Ola, Uber. All these are the tech products which a product manager would create. There can be tech physical products as well. Alexa, Echo Dot. All these things are uh, physical tech products which a product manager would take care of. Right. So these are also the tech related products. I work in a company called Meesho, as I said. This is a tech-driven company, so hence all my like advices and all these things would be relevant for the tech companies only. Right. Now, coming on to this, what does a product manager do? So, a product manager tries to understand what are the problems which the end user of the product is facing, keeping in mind the business objectives. So, any business would have the objective of creating more revenue, creating more profits. But keeping in mind the business objective, how can you ensure that the person who is using your product has the best experience of using it? For example, if I take the example of Ola, I think most of you would have used it. So Ola's final value proposition, or as a business, what they want to achieve is they want to have good revenue, they want to have good profit. And how can it come? If the number of rides are more, or basically they are charging more for one particular ride, right? There can be two ways to go ahead. You either get more rides, or you get more money from one ride. But generally, like, first path is what it is followed. You get more number of rides, right? Now, how can you ensure that there are more number of rides? You can ensure it in a way that when a person is using Ola for the first time, all their problems are solved, so that they feel that, hey, this is a nice place, I can keep on booking my rides from this particular app only. So the user experience, the experience of the person who is using the app, is so nice that Ola's businesses like keep on increasing. Ola's businesses at the level they would want to have, right? So this product manager is a person who tries to solve all the problems of a particular of the users who are using the product, keeping in mind the business objective, right? Now, this is in general the whole product management team does. But what do specifically product analysts and associate product managers do? I think if you guys understand that, you would know whether you would want to go into this field or not, because that would be something which you guys would be hands-on doing as you join any company, right? So first I'll tell you about a product analyst. A product analyst generally helps a PM or a senior product manager, or a senior product manager, in all the detailed analysis, in all the problem discovery a product manager does. So a typical product life cycle is such that first you try to understand what are the problems faced by your customers. And how do we do that? We try to look at the data of our app. We try to speak to the users, right? And when you are trying to analyze the data and we're trying to speak to the users, the product analyst help the product manager. Product analyst along with the product manager will make calls to the user. The product analyst would have to write SQL queries in some companies, or maybe some other uh, some companies use Python R, but these are the tools which a product analyst would have to use to crunch data to finally find out insights on the users, so that we understand what are the problems. Once you understand the problem, the next step is you solve those problems. You build up solutions to solve those problems. And here, a product manager interacts with design team. Uh, Design teams are the UI and UX designers who build the different screens of your app. So Zomato looks like what Zomato is because a designer would have designed कि ये button यहाँ आना चाहिए, यहाँ पे ये लिखा होना चाहिए, right? So that's what designers are responsible for, and product managers interact with designers to ship a particular product. Now, once the design is complete, it goes into tech development, where people write code to develop that particular design, right? And once this goes in tech, once the feature is like ready to be shipped to the customers, in general, what different companies do is do A/B experiments to understand whether the like feature you have created, whether the problem you have solved is creating some impact or not. And that's where again the product analyst role becomes very critical. A product analyst kind of leads the whole A/B experiment setup and analyzing the results of the A/B experiment. So the product analyst role, so to say, is a bit data heavy, where you try to understand data, try to understand users, but this is a very good step to get hands-on experience of what can be the different insights, how to figure out those insights. So this is in general what a product analyst would do. I'll take a pause here for questions. I think first I'll take Ritik's question. So Ritik, considering what I've told you as the responsibility of a product analyst, or similar is a responsibility of an APM as well, uh, coding is not required in product management. Coding is done by the person who is writing, who's developing, basically person from the tech team. So coding is not at all required for product management role. Um, Anyone has any other questions about the role of a product analyst?
You'll be requiring some part of SQL and all, right?
Correct. As a product analyst, you'd require SQL. Maybe in some companies you might require R, but in general, most of the companies work in SQL only. SQL queries are the things.
And about Power BI?
Power BI is mostly required in business analysis. Business analyst is another position which is not in the product purview. So in general, Power BI is not required for the product analysts in most product companies.
Okay.
Do we have to work on getting data from the online, or the data is available in the company itself?
Right. So that's a good point. So the research which we do in product management, both in terms of data and qualitative understanding, is twofold. You get the data inside out, or you get the understanding inside out, which means whatever you have, you try to get insights from those. So you have user data, and you have what your users are talking about, right? So there you do inside out data understanding. For building a better perspective, you also try to understand what people outside are doing. That is called outside in understanding. You develop some outside perspective and try to relate. Will it help our users? Will it create any impact in our business? So in that case, both a product manager and product analyst would work together to find out ways to get certain data points outside in. But that's not the complete responsibility of a product analyst, considering there can be multiple ways of finding out the data. But that is one of the areas where which can definitely come in depending on the product charters.
Tanya, this side, Arvind. Sorry, I've joined late. Just I came from the office. I don't know whether you have covered this question or not, but I want to I want to highlight that question again.
Mhm.
So basically, I'm from a sales background. Okay,
Okay.
so I have almost like 4 years of experience.
Mhm.
So as per your view, so what are the major skills I should focus on? I can get an opportunity in the field of analytics. What are the major skills like I should focus mainly?
Okay, so are you talking specifically about analytics?
Yes, analytics, like yeah, like
Okay, so
or
Arvind,
data analytics or business analytics.
got it, got it. So, Arvind, I can tell you about product analysis. Analytics is different from normal business analytics and data analysis. So, I think you would have to speak to someone who is specifically from analytics background. I am from a product management background, so I can tell you the specific details about product and analytics, and that's what we covered just now. A product analyst should uh, like the must have things are you should be very structured in approach whenever you're trying to solve problems. You should think bottom up on what can be the different problem areas, what can be the different sub problems. You should break it down very structurally. So this is the most important quality we look at. The other um, areas which are not must have but good to have is that you know SQL, right? But we generally don't over index on having SQL, because SQL is something a person can learn while on the job as well. You write a couple of queries, you learn SQL. So it's not that it is a like very specific requirement for product analyst. But the most important thing is how you are trying to understand a particular problem and break it down to finally getting insights. Because as I was telling you guys about the whole responsibilities of a product analyst, it is just like you've been given a problem. I can give you the example of a problem. You've been given a problem that, hey, orders are going down, orders on Meesho are going down. You have to figure out that why it is why these are going down from product perspective. So then you have to break down the problem, why orders would have gone down. Maybe something has happened in the app, or is it because something has happened outside? If something has happened in the app, then at what step of the funnel this has happened? So you should be able to structurally think one step further at wherever you are. So that is the most important requirement at any company.
Okay. Uh, I have one follow-up question. Like mainly like you're talking about the product, right? Like I'm into sales, so I get to interact with a lot of customer, right? So like there will be a lot of feedbacks. There will be a lot of expectation from a customer regarding any product.
Right.
So like since I have experience in interacting with the customer, is it going to help me if I want to get an opportunity in this field? Like
Yeah, definitely. It would definitely help you because you would be able to empathize with the customers. Because like in product management, you have to think from users' perspective. You have to solve users' problems. So yeah, it would definitely help you if you are able to think from the customer's lens. If you are able to empathize with the customers.
so basically like I mentioned, like so you mentioned that my problem solving skill should be the best, right? Like my
Correct.
how I approach to the problem. So since like if I'm coordinating with the customers, I know what exactly they look for, and like what a customer expect. And you like you mentioned, I can empathize a customer, right?
Hmm.
So it is going to give me advantage, right? Like although I have a 4 years of experience in the sales, if I add certain skills like which is required, like apart from the problem solving, like SQL, Excel, and if possible Python, like I don't know like whether it is required in this field or not. So still I'll get a good opportunities with the good product based companies, right?
Yeah, yeah, you do. Again, I would like to emphasize that SQL or Python, these are good to have things. If you have that, great. But the must have thing is how you solve problem.
So, in order to basically improve that, okay. So, what are the things like what preparation should I do? Like, should I can improve my this problem solving skills, or like I can at least get some case studies, like any platform or where I can,
I'll cover
improve.
those. I'll cover those in detail after a couple of things. So I have we'll first understand what a product analyst would do, and if there are any questions around that, then I'll go to the resources from where you guys can prepare.
Okay, and like if I have to apply for any opportunity, so like what are the best companies where like I don't know about other like I'm asking more or specific for myself, but still like basically like if I have to apply, so which are the companies where like I have a maximum probability where I can get a job?
Yeah, so this is a very subjective question. I think this would depend definitely on you. So very, very subjective and very specific question. So maybe we can sync up offline for this because it won't be relevant for all the other folks as well. So we can connect offline for the kind of companies you would get a chance on. Cool. I think I'll cover Santosh's question. Santosh says, "Are product analyst and data analyst same?" So, Santosh, not exactly same, because the kind of work a product analyst does is specifically like related to the product uh, they're building and the features they are building. And basically, a product analyst would be involved in this kind of problem discovery and A/B experimentation, which a data analyst won't be involved. The second, and data analyst would work on numbers crunching and finding out insights on a company level, not on a product charter level. And the second thing is a data analyst kind of grows to become a senior data analyst, and their hierarchy goes in that way. Whereas a product analyst has the hierarchy in product management only. So that's how these two are different. If you want to go into product management finally, then start with product analyst and move on. If you want to stay in the business side of things, be a data analyst and go there.
So like for example, like somebody who wants to get like somebody who wants to build career around the product only. So like if I join any company as a product analyst, so like what will be the like max post I can get in this like you mentioned there is a hierarchy, right? Like senior analyst, there might be some project lead, something in data analytics field. What about the product analyst? Like I can be like a like I can be a product manager, or you can say then from there I can go to the like CXO level something.
So, Arvind, we covered this earlier. I think before you joined, I'll just speak about it in very shortly. The entry level roles in product management is product analyst or APMs in certain companies. So you can join in that role. Again, if you're asking specifically about you, let's connect offline because it is not relevant for other folks.
In generic, I'm asking. In generic,
Yeah,
I'm
in
asking.
general, it's product analyst or associate product managers.
Product manager, like till like I can go like for example, based on our skills, initial level I can reach to associate product manager this
Yes,
level.
yes, yes.
Then after that, like what should I do then? Like so that I can grow in this career then.
Yeah, I think I covered this, so I won't repeat it.
Sorry for that actually.
Yeah, yeah. So we can connect offline.
Meanwhile, I'll keep the note of this question. Like
Sure, sure. Yeah, we can cover this at the later part of the session as well, when all the questions are addressed.
A quick query, if I may ask.
Yes, Persh, go on.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know. I have seen like I've like stalked a few LinkedIn profiles, so I've seen that people from tech role they transition to product manager role. So, if like, can you tell how people do that and what skill sets they actually have? Because currently I want to pursue a tech role, and at a later stage just wanted uh, to have an opportunity or a view that this is what skill set require in product role.
Good question, Sparsh. So, Sparsh, are you in your final year right now?
Yeah.
And which college are you from?
Yeah, so I'm in final year in at studying EC at IIT Roorkee.
Got it. Right. So that's a good question. People do want to explore different areas and then take the final call. You would want to stay in tech for some time and then would want to go to product management. So in general, again, the skill sets are very like similar. First, again, the problem big breakdown, problem structuring should be very good if you want to move to the product management side. The second thing is you should understand the customers, the end users well. So if you are, say, interviewing for Amazon, you should understand who are the users of Amazon and what are the problems the users would face. So you should show that you have the empathy for users. That's the empathy for users is another skill set which you would require. And the third thing is the basic data understanding, that what kind of important metrics you would want to track. Say if orders have gone down, then what can be the different data points which you can look at. Then say if you have to maybe build a new product which is maybe I'll give you an example. Yeah, so which is specifically focused on tier 3 tier 4 users being using the e-commerce app. Tier 3 tier 4 users don't know how to order online, right? So if you have to build some ordering process for these users, how would the design flow look like, right? So some understanding on design. So these are the four areas which you can develop. One is around problem solving, good problem solving. Second is around user understanding. Third is basic data level understanding, and then fourth is some design understanding. So these are the four areas which you can look at.
Thanks, Tanya. Just like one quick question. If yeah, so I don't know if many of my friends have. So what does an MBA uh, is it beneficial to do an MBA? Because MBA, although there is no limits for any person to took any career or took any follow any dream, but just perspective of yours over that.
Correct. Sure. So again, I'll go with a disclaimer here that this is a very subjective opinion. It depends a lot from person to person on what you feel you should do and what you think your MBA can bring to you. So this is a very subjective opinion, and everyone can have different opinions. So I'll just give mine here. So, to give you guys a little background, and this again comes from the background as well on when did you get a chance to go into product management and when did you, when and do you want to explore other fields as well, right? So, I graduated from IIT Kanpur, and then post that I like went into product management. And at that point in time, or I think 1.5 year down the line, when I was working in product management, I kind of figured out that hey, this is the field which looks promising, and I would want to be here. And that is the reason I took a call that I don't want to do an MBA, because I want to learn on the job by practically applying things, and I can do this while on my job as well. So that was my reasoning of not pursuing an MBA. And my 2 cents here, which again can differ with different people, my 2 cents here is, if you are in product management, MBA is not a necessity, right? None of the companies right now will shortlist only MBAs for product management roles. There are folks who are directly working from after graduation, after their bachelor's degree in product management field. So there's no requirement, so to say, of an MBA. If you want to do an MBA, great, go for it. But if you want to stay in product management, there's no requirement of an MBA. And that's the reason I am not a fan of MBA, so to say.
Right. Thanks, Tanya.
Cool. And you would listen different perspectives from different folks. So just take it with a pinch of salt. And other folks in the call as well, you guys can have different opinions here. So take this point with a pinch of salt, and like you can go ahead with the different choices. What I can just say is, for product management, MBA is not a must-have.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Yusuf. Yeah.
Yeah, so some of the company mentioned few terms with this product manager profile, like EPM, engineering project management, or design and support, or engineering change notice, ECN, product specialization management, or product EOL management. So can you explain a little bit?
Not sure, yeah. Even I've heard about these terms. I'm hearing about these terms for the first time. Can you again, or can you please put this down in the chat here?
First one is engineering product management, EPM.
Okay.
Second is design and support.
Okay.
Third one is engineering change notice, process
Understood.
management.
Yeah, so these look like engineering roles, not product roles.
And
So
next is the product specialization management, and last is product EOL management.
got it. And if it's fine, can you tell me for which company this is for? Because this doesn't look like a very consumer tech specific company. This might be Oracle or some like tech focused company.
Yeah, actually it's tech-based company only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So these SaaS tech companies would have these roles, but these are not product management roles. These are specific engineering roles where maybe you would be managing some services in engineering, and that's what they call as engineering product manager. But these are not general consumer tech product management roles. These are engineering roles.
Moreover, I have a follow-up question for the I have a follow-up question from the Spurs only, like MBA wala part. So basically, like you mentioned, like MBA is not necessary, okay? In
For
order to,
product management,
yeah,
yes.
like as just one like point of view, like you mentioned, right? And I also agree, like somewhat. But I just wanted to know, like, how much impact does it make overall? Like you are in this field, right? So you must have seen, like, on the growth perspective, or you can say how fast I can grow if I don't pursue the MBA, or I just stick to my work and I learn lot of new things, and and how fast track my career would be, like, how long it is going to take to be like as from associate product manager, or you can say from product analyst to be a proper product manager.
Yeah. MBA doesn't have any role in that. So it's not like that you've done an MBA and that's why you'll become a product manager from product analyst in a year versus a person who hasn't done the MBA usko 2 saal lagenge. So MBA has no role to play in how early you can step up your career in product management. Unlike I think other areas, other kind of fields, product management does not have that. It's majorly around well you are understanding your problem area, how well you are understanding your users. No role in MBA plays here.
But like I have read some couple of articles in McKinsey, like they basically see that every 18 months you should grow, okay, like your post should be grow. So basically, like how quickly a person can get, like it's individual based on the performance. It matters. I know about that, but still, like on an average, like how long it takes a person.
So that depends on company to company. Some companies have like biannual cycle of like reviewing a person's performance. So you can change your role in 6 months as well. You can change your role in 1 year. You can change your role in 2 years as well, right? So that depends on company and performance. What I can say is it doesn't depend on your qualification as an MBA or non-MBA. You would never be judged whether you would have an MBA or you don't have an MBA when you are being judged for like when you are being considered for a role appraisal. At least in product management. I'm not commenting about other roles, other areas. I am here to represent product management. So uh, product management may doesn't happen in, you can go to any tech company in India and like you'll get the same response.
And what are the major metrics like should a product analyst should focus in order to grow? Major, like apart from the business like problem solving, but apart from, what are the major metrics we should focus on? Like if we get opportunity, so we
Yeah,
can,
it's the same as what I told Spursh. I just told Spursh, right? The four things which are important to grow. So these are the how you're solving the problem, your data level understanding, your design understanding, and your user understanding. So these are the things which are important to grow. Cool. So I'll now. Ritik has some question. What are the skills required during hiring process and in job role to get selected and maintain the job? Got it. So I'll divide this question into two parts. If you are like applying to different jobs from your campus only, and your different tech companies are coming on the campus, then in general the companies ask for some case studies. You'll have some problem statement in the case study. For example, Swiggy's order are going down, or Amazon order is going down. How would you figure out what is the problem? So case study would be there, and then some interview rounds. But if you are applying off campus, then for a product analyst role, you might also be required to solve some SQL questions. So you might get some assignment where you have to solve 2 3 SQL questions as well. So SQL, you might require some understanding of SQL in certain companies. Some companies don't even ask for SQL. They just have 2 to 3 rounds of interviews, majorly on problem solving. Right. So I think now I'll quickly move on to the big questions or the elephant in the room. How do you guys prepare for these kind of interviews, right? So for product analyst roles, the problem solving part can be done from the case studies or can be made better from the case studies. You can look at the books like Decode and Conquer, Cracking the PM Interview. These are the books which have sample case studies in them, and you can form you can get your friend to like take one of your case studies and like give your friend the book, tell him that hey, this is the case, just keep on asking me questions and go through the case study. Or you can just take a look at the question, perform the whole case study on your own and look at the solution. So, Cracking the PM Interview, Decode and Conquer, these are the two books which you can look into to understand uh, the product specific case studies which can come in your interview or both or in your assignment.
Can you mention the book name again?
Cracking the PM Interview and Decode and Conquer. I'll write it in the box. And Decode and Conquer. Right. So these are the two books for the product specific case studies. Now moving on to the business, sorry, moving on to the product analyst specific SQL understanding. So what in general people do is like learn SQL from W3 schools, whatever basic is required to solve the SQL questions in the assignment, because the major SQL learning kind of happens through your on-job understanding of SQL only, and that's the basic learning which even companies ask for to see if like whether you have the basic understanding or you would have to learn from scratch. But in general, companies don't over-index on this. Companies have started moving towards the problem understanding part rather than just judging on the SQL query. But it would definitely be good to have some understanding. So you can go through the W3 school. I'll write that as well. W3 schools. You can uh, go through this website and learn SQL from this, right? Now, the folks who are in college, I would highly recommend that you form like smaller groups within your college and form case studies um, between yourselves, right? Form a group of 2 or 3 folks and like do case studies. And I can tell you what are the different kind of case studies you can do. So the first type of case study is around the data level understanding that, hey, there's a problem that orders have dropped, or there's a problem that add to carts have dropped, or there's a problem that in Swiggy people are coming onto a restaurant page but not selecting any dish to order. So what can be the problem? So these are the kind of case studies which are type 1 case studies, and you can form your hypothesis and work with your case group to solve this. And I highly recommend forming a case group. That is very, very helpful. The second kind of case studies is the product design understanding, and this happens mostly in APM kind of interviews, that you have to build a feature. So maybe you would have notes app, right? You have to build a feature where you can share your notes with anyone, or you have to build a feature where you can keep your notes for a particular date. You don't want to see it on Thursday, you want to see a note on Saturday. How can you build a feature to uh, like start mentioning dates in a particular notes app? So these are the kind of product design level case studies which would be asked. So these are the or two basic themes of questions which would be asked, and then the third are your behavioral questions on what do you want to become, why do you want to join a particular company, which are specific, which are common for all the roles and not specific to product management. Yeah, so that's it from my side around the preparation part. Do you guys have any further questions on the preparation side of things?
Any sorry, any online portal is there where we can get more remote case studies, and we can at least we can know like whether our approach is good, right or not.
Yeah, so these two books are definitely are on these direction only. You will get many case studies in Decode and Conquer. These case studies are actually from the real tech companies, from Amazon, Google. The case studies are from them there only, and there are solutions as well in the book itself. You can find out different communities. The product folks is a community. You can join that community and like speak to people in the community, and like maybe form case groups as well in the community. So the product folks is a community which you can look online. It's not a portal as such, it's a community of people which kind of discuss ideas, which kind of perform these kind of case studies and think on design problems together. I
Thanks.
in that as well. Any other questions from anyone? No? Yeah. So these are the major sources. If you guys want to understand or get uh, some specific understanding on a particular problem area, you guys can definitely reach out to me anytime. I would love to help.
But how we can reach you out?
You can reach me out on LinkedIn,
Okay.
Tanya Batra.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much.
And yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I have a question.
Go on.
Regarding the experience required for the product analyst. Actually, I have seen some of the job notifications actually mentioning the experience as one as
Your
they want to.
voice is not clear. Sorry.
Actually, I have seen some of the job notifications on LinkedIn. It's mentioning
Mm-hmm.
that the entry level product analyst requires some of the experience. So should we have to apply for those, or should we see any alternative?
Entry level jobs as product. Sorry, I couldn't get your question. Really sorry. The voice isn't very clear.
Actually the entry level roles also requiring experience, as far as the job notifications which I have seen on the LinkedIn.
Got it. So, are you in college right now? You're pursuing your final year?
No, actually, I was a passed out student. Yeah, I'm actually applying through offline.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so most of the product analyst roles require like either early folks, and like most of the companies do that just after college you can become a product analyst, or there are positions of junior product analysts as well in the same company. So what I would recommend you guys is, whenever you're seeing that hey, product analyst roles are requiring some specific years of experience, do reach out to the HR of that company and ask if there is a junior product analyst sort of role which a person can apply directly out of college. So I can tell you about Meesho as well. At some point in time, we did not have a product analyst role which is directly out of college. So we introduced a junior product analyst role at that point in time. And that's how we solved that problem. So there are companies where, like, if product analyst uh, role is not directly applicable for out of college folks, uh, they have provision for junior product analyst. And I think most of the companies right now have started giving product analyst roles to folks with no experience as well. So you can try out that. But in general, the ways that you approach the HR of that company and speak to them uh, in detail.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Hello, Tanya.
Hi, Vic.
Hello, my question is that I am just started my first job 1 month earlier. So technically I don't have any experience. So is there any chance that I can apply offline? I get a call for interview in a product
Yeah,
analyst
yeah.
role.
Yeah, you can definitely. You can do that, and you can apply via LinkedIn. Look at the product analyst roles which are open for different companies, and you can apply for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing like on the lines of what Vivek asked, so mostly like off-campus role, I think that first they kind of like do resume shortlisting, I think. So how do one who has a technical background make a reader as like get a perception that that the person is well equipped to handle a product management role as well? Like currently I have a technical intern, I have knowledge of technical expertise in technologies, so how does one show that expertise in that area?
Hmm. Yeah. So, actually, one way of doing that is showing uh, that the kind of tech projects you have taken up also has some part of product involved in it, and you do understand product from there. So you can say that, say, if your tech work is along the lines of, say, you have developed some app, you developed some particular feature in the app, then you are kind of closer to what a product manager does. So you highlight those things in your resume. The second thing is that if you have done some technical intern, maybe you do some product intern as well, to indicate that hey, you have interest in product management. And this generally becomes uh, some more important for the person who has around 2 to 3 years of experience in tech, and then the person is trying to move to product. For a person who has just done technical internship and want to move to product management, that it's not a bigger problem there. Like, you can definitely, you can keep your tech role as it is in your internship, and then if you're directly applying to companies, they would shortlist you for the product management role, unless and until like you have a very different background. Maybe say you've done marketing, or uh, maybe you've done operations kind of internships. I think in most of the cases, direct out of college folks are like tend to get more resume shortlist in where if they are changing fields. But if you have done, say, marketing, or if you have done, say, operations for close to 2 3 years, and now you want to shift, then you'll have to figure out what do I highlight so that it looks relevant to product management, and then at that point in time, showing some product intern, showing that the kind of work you have done in marketing or in operations are somehow related to product management helps.
Right. So the main should be that alignment to a product management kind of perspective, all
Correct.
about that stuff.
Right, right. But as you are in your final year, if you want to apply right now and you have done just technical internships, it would be easier for you because
Okay.
like companies won't be very hell bent that they want to just look at product interns or just want to look at product experience, because in college people do want to explore everything, right? So if you want to apply to product companies right now, it won't be a difficult job for you.
All right. Right. Thanks.
Right. Ritik, to answer your question, how can you? So you have to like apply for the jobs over LinkedIn. If you have some networks, ask for referrals, go to different companies like career pages and apply. So that's how like you have to apply off campus. Right. Any other question, guys?
Uh, what is the typical like kind of process of selection of candidate? Like in tech jobs, we usually have kind of coding rounds
Mm.
that are usually 2 or 3 rounds, then a kind of an HR round. So uh, in product management, apart from case study, is there any different like kind of rounds or
Yeah, as I said, it differs generally with companies, but I'll tell you what in general is the exhaustive process. Some companies would just have 2 steps of this whole process, some company would have all the steps. So you might have a case study, case study assignment, where you would be given a problem statement. You have to submit an assignment over that, mentioning that hey, this was the objective, and this is, I think this should be solved. You would be given a problem statement, for example, that you want to increase order per user in Amazon. How would you do that? So you might get a case study to do that. Then second, once you are shortlisted from the case study, yeah, and in some companies there is an option, either they'll ask you to do a case study, or they'll give you a SQL assignment. SQL assignment will have 2 to 3 questions of SQL, where they might give you some sample data and it will tell you that this is the end objective we want to have from this data. So what would be the SQL query you will write to do that? So the assignment can be of 2 types: a case study assignment or a SQL assignment. Once you're done with the assignment, you'll have uh, typically 2 rounds of problem solving, where you would be dedicatedly asking these the product specific problems, that drop offs have happened in this step, or maybe you want to introduce a new product. These would be the 2 different kinds of problem solving rounds, and the 2 books I've mentioned cover it very nicely. So these are the two. These would be like 2 problem solving rounds, and in general, the third round, mostly in different companies, is around checking the culture fit, whether you would be eligible or whether you would be suitable for that particular company or not, because every company has a different DNA. Some companies want to work very fast in a very fast environment, so they try to understand whether you would want to work in such a fast paced environment, right? Some companies are very agile. They don't wait for a particular task to get completed, they start on the next task, right? So they try to understand whether you would be willing to do that and hence would be a right fit for the company or not. So the third round mostly is checking the cultural fit. So that's how the 3-4 rounds are there in different companies. Some companies would just end up having 2 rounds, some companies would like keep on having the 4 rounds as well.
Yeah, actually, that depends on the person like, in the community, right?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Right. Any other questions from anyone? Cool. Great. Cool. So, guys, if you have any further questions, do reach out to me over LinkedIn. Would be happy to answer the questions. Happy to help. Priyansh, I think this is it for the session. Do you have anything from your side to cover?
No, I think we can close now.
Cool. Okay. Thank you guys. It was a nice session. Thanks a lot for interacting. And all the best for your interviews. All the best for your next role in product management. Hope to see you guys as product managers in future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Tanya.